Morning, afternoon or evening everyone, my name is ShockWavee and today we're going to be learning how to actually play Rainmaker and how to use the Rainmaker effectively. In solo queue recently, this has been going on for a while actually, I see people picking up the Rainmaker and not using it effectively. They don't understand where to go, where to push, when they should be pushing, when they should be stalling the Rainmaker. So I'm going to be going in depth into all of that today, so make sure you stay tuned for that. As always, if you've got any questions, join my Discord server, link in the description below as always. I also stream. I've decided to switch my stream schedule up a little bit. I stream most weekdays in the morning, so just whenever I can I'll stream, probably from 6 PM American Eastern Time. For Australia that'll be about 10 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time for now, until we switch over to Australian Eastern Standard Time. I know it gets a bit confusing with time zones and whatnot, but around that kind of time, so make sure you tune in for that. Like this video, subscribe, I really appreciate all the support recently I've been getting on this channel. Hopefully we can keep that up, push forward, and yeah, without further ado, let's dive straight into this. Alright, for my first point, I just want to get this one quickly out of the way because it's a little small point about how Rainmaker is actually played in the game compared to all the other modes. So basically I see Rainmaker as your best push, not how long you hold the map for. So for zones, for example, if you get to hold the zone for like 4 minutes, you're very likely going to win the match, yeah? You might be able to KO in that 4 minutes, however long you hold it. The opponent might just quickly cap the zone, then you'll hold on to it. But for Rainmaker, if you're constantly pushing and you have control of the map for 4 minutes, to say you push to 30 first push, then 25, then 20, and you've done that for 4 minutes, yeah, the other team can just get one wipe and then they'll take it. They could easily overtake your lead right there. When it comes to Rainmaker, you can't choke. It's just the team push better than you in the space of 10 seconds. So you just gotta realize what that is. You gotta have the mentality, the mental strength to be able to keep yourself together, play proper defense, and we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I just want to quickly get that out of the way. It's about your best push, not how many pushes you get in, if that kind of makes sense there. Alright, for my second point, when it comes to playing defense, you obviously want to be using your bombs. This is going to be very important if you have the ability in scrims, tournaments, when you're playing with team, when you're playing with your teammates. You want to be using as many bombs as possible to be able to defend the Rainmaker. Splat bombs are preferred. Suctions work, mainly those two, because if you have like an auto bomb, a fizzy, or a burst bomb, they might be able to move out of the way quick enough with the Rainmaker that it won't affect them as much. Those are kind of like zoning subs, but lethals like splat bombs, suction bombs, perfect for Rainmaker. It also helps with popping with the shield. Quick pops, be able to rush it over, get some extra points. We'll dive into that a little bit later in this video, but yeah, just make sure you're having bombs with your comms when you're playing Rainmaker. Even if you're in solo queue, make sure you always have a bomb. So yeah, that's just going to be another quick little one out of the way there. Alright, so now we're going to go a bit in depth about how to actually move the Rainmaker and whatnot. So firstly is not shooting the Rainmaker while you're pushing. This is obviously going to be very, 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 very situational to obviously whatever situation you're in. But just say you're 4 up, the opposition is 1 to 2 down, maybe even more than that. You just want to be swimming the Rainmaker. You want to be getting as many points as you can on the board. Doesn't matter if you're sacrificing yourself. If you have all 4 players up, just say they're 2 down for example, you just run it as far as you can. You swim around, whatever. Do not shoot the Rainmaker. Shooting the Rainmaker takes, I reckon, just over a second, and you actually get pushed back a little bit while you're shooting. So that's like a second delaying your push, and that could be the difference between getting the lead and not getting the lead. Getting in the habit, don't be scared to risk your life to be able to push the Rainmaker further. I see this a lot in solo queue. The opposition will be 2 down. There's a charger kind of sitting up on a perch or whatever it might be on snipe. We're 4 up and he just doesn't move forward at all. He's too scared to move. He just continues to shoot the Rainmaker in that general direction. That's not helping anyone. We're not getting any points on the objective. It's not like they have to be fully wiped for you to be able to run it. You've got your teammates there to support you, yeah? So you just got to run it. And if you die, that's whatever. You're still going to have 3 people alive to be able to pop the Rainmaker again and get more points. It's all about having the confidence to not shoot the Rainmaker and just swimming, finding little puddles of ink. It's keeping that in mind, not shooting the Rainmaker while you're pushing. If, again, I'll make this clear, if the opposition is 1 to 2 players down than you are. So if you have 3 up and there's only 1 or 2 alive, run it. I don't care. Just run it, please. do it. So the next one here is you do not want to be flanking the Rainmaker. Again, like my last point, situational. If it's a 4v4, if you know you can pull off the flank, because with Rainmaker and even tower control, as long as the opponents have the objective, they can just move it. So if you're trying to flank and they have the Rainmaker, they can just run it, and it's a 4v3, and you're still trailing behind trying to catch up. Same with tower control. Tower will just move. Obviously this isn't as bad because it goes at a set pace, but to see if a sploosh picking up the Rainmaker and you're a slow Fluttershy pro trying to trace the Rainmaker, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to catch up to that Rainmaker. And if they're just swimming, bolting it down to the podium, you have no chance. You're going to be leaving your team at a disadvantage in a 4v3 situation. So whenever you can, if the opposition has the Rainmaker, do not flank at all. Just throw your bombs. I don't care. You're better off diving in head forward, getting a trade. That's better than making a flank, maybe getting 2 players, and then the Rainmaker's already at the podium and they've got to push to 5. So do not flank the Rainmaker whenever possible. Again, if it's a 4v4, you kind of like stalling the Rainmaker. Yep, flank's fine. But when your opposition is pushing the Rainmaker, do not flank at all. Again, do not flank. Thank you for listening. But my next point and last point is going to be how to stall the Rainmaker. Just say you have the lead, a minute, 30 seconds left. This could even be 2 minutes left. You might have a push to 5. It's really hard to get to that number, to say Schellendorf or something. You get to 5 or 10 points and you want to be beginning to stall the Rainmaker because you have a really good lead. Ways to stall the Rainmaker. You do just hold the Rainmaker and shoot from advantage points. So just say you've got high ground, you're on, I don't know, you might be on Inkblot Art Academy, you're sitting on the left stack, you're literally just shooting onto the opposition's player and you're just stalling that there. Because you can hold the Rainmaker for 60 seconds. So doing that, again, if you're going to sacrifice yourself to pick up the Rainmaker to stall, just say your team is 3 down, the opposition is 2 or 3 up, the Rainmaker's popped, and it looks like they're about to push the Rainmaker. It's probably better, instead of trying to trade with someone, that you quickly go pick up the Rainmaker if possible. If you're in a situation where you're even near the Rainmaker at all, you pick it up, they're probably going to kill you, and then they're going to have to re-pop the Rainmaker, and by the time that happens, your 2 or 3 other teammates are going to be able to respawn in time and set up for defense. And they might only be able to push to 70 compared to like pushing to 40 or 30, whatever it might have been. If you had just traded with someone, they could have just swum and taken the Rainmaker straight away. But yeah, those are basically just 2 ways you can stall the Rainmaker: sacrificing yourself or just holding it in a good vantage point. You can just stall the Rainmaker. Even if you have an opening, you have a good lead, even if the time on your Rainmaker is going to end before the actual game ends. So keeping these stalling tactics in mind. Again, there's probably a few others out there, but these are just a few off the top of my head. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be 5 different things you can keep in mind when playing the Rainmaker. Yeah, I hope, again, you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, like the video, all the rest of it. Any questions, again, want me to go into more depth about something else, let me know. Discord, link in the description below, as always. Again, I stream on my Twitch as well every so often on the weekdays, starting from 6 PM Eastern Time or 10 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Yep, that'll be it from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay up to date on my Twitter. But again, thank you all for watching until right to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll catch you all in the next video.